Reporting to you live here from downtown Toronto to check out Drake's Downtown Toronto Iceman Ice Display. It's live from last week, episode 279. Let's go! Welcome, my fellow JayWalkers, to another episode of Live From Last Week. Hope last week has served you well. Just a quick shameless plug before we go on. Want you guys to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. So getting in another poor sleep of less than 5 hours last night, I woke up to edit Live From Last Week videos on the laptop, then go over to the wife on the couch to watch her play some Township on the tablet, before being able to take one of the best midday naps that I've ever had, getting a total of almost 9 hours of sleep. Then, while still half asleep, taking the wife to the grocery store to get some groceries for dinner. Then continuing to be her personal chauffeur, coordinating with her to become the primary colors. Drive the wife to her night shift at the hospital downtown. Next up, after seeing several of my friends post this special event happening in Toronto on the socials, as well as seeing it on the news, I went on to do my quote-unquote free 90-minute downtown parking at Maple Leaf Gardens, where you could get free parking for 90 minutes as long as you purchase $20 worth of goods here. Spending $6 on the new price of a Lotto Max lottery ticket. And grabbing over $20 worth of family-size Vector from the shelves. I left the grocery store to randomly run into one of my longtime university friends that I haven't seen in the longest time. Yo guys, check who I randomly ran into near the TMU/Ryerson old stomping grounds.
It's been a while.
Yuli! Headed to this local parking lot near Church and Dundas to witness the aforementioned Drake's Iceman Downtown Toronto Ice Display. Now, after going and seeing this ice installation for a future album that Drake will be releasing, where there was so much organically going on, where there were many vloggers streaming, pop-up DJs performing, a robotic dog dancing, and even a guy randomly getting his hair cut in the middle of the crowd. I just took in all these vibes with Yuli. Witnessed from afar the crowd sing along to Drake's music over a speaker that somebody randomly brought. Prior to walking back to my car this evening and randomly running into another friend that I haven't seen since my Y-sick days. The famous Mitch. Why sick along?
Who'd have thought?
So firstly, guys, wearing my green scrubs today, I just wanted to wish everybody out there a happy Earth Day 2026. And on the note of doing celebrations today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of our FSAT alumni friends out there. This birthday shout out goes out to you, John. Happy birthday, John. And we've also got a birthday greeting to one of my titas out there who we've celebrated big life events with in the recent past. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Tita Elsie. Happy birthday, Tita Tootsie. So guys, last night I was able to sleep, but not for too long. So being up at the early hour of 4:30 in the morning, I decided to edit videos on the laptop while I couldn't sleep. Continuing to stay awake until you see the sun started to rise outside of the condo. Then proceeded to make my way downtown to pick up the wife after her night shift. Then made her way back to the condo for me to finally pass out just after 9 a.m. Getting in over 7 hours of sleep for me to go in for my first of 3 night shifts tonight. Geared up especially after the coworker Melissa last week took this picture of me in my white colored scrubs disappearing into the hospital walls when it got busy. So starting off today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of our family friends who I've done VR gaming with and who I know through the cousin Faye. This birthday shout out goes out to you, April. Happy birthday, April. So coming off of work this morning with a steady and busy but tolerable first night shift this morning, I made a visit to the grocery store and saw that the muffins that I have been keeping track of the prices of over the past several years have seemed like they have gone up in price and are just a little bit more expensive now. Next, post shift, making a pit stop on my commute home to the cemetery, I did my monthly visit for the month of April to my Lola V. Hey, good morning, Lola. It's JJ, just doing my monthly visit for the month of April. Coming to the cemetery here to visit you after my first of 3 night shifts. And I just wanted to let you know, over the past month, we actually visited Korea and in Japan, visiting your great-grandson, John Adrian, and had a fun time reuniting with him during our travels. But anyways, Lola, continue to guide us and watch over us in our everyday lives. And know that we pray for you, we miss you, and we love you. Bye for now, Lola. Now coming back to the condo to get in a glorious almost 6 hours of post-night shift sleep, it's now time to go in for my second of 3 night shifts tonight, and I'll just catch you guys again tomorrow. After seeing that there was a recent bill that was just passed yesterday by the government that limits resale tickets to being sold for their face value price, which as an avid ticket consumer, I'm hoping will help bring down the prices on the secondary ticket markets, especially when it comes to buying tickets for this year's upcoming World Cup. Guess who just bought Toronto FC tickets to hopefully go and watch his childhood soccer idol, Lionel Messi, and his Inter Miami CF soccer team play in Toronto in a couple of weeks. But anyways, seeing this Google Maps Street View car in the works parking garage just last night, and reacquainting myself to it this morning, it reminded me of the time that I chased down a Google Maps Street View car several years back. so that I could get my Mini Cooper up on the Google Maps website when I was driving in Saga that one time. But yeah, reminiscing about this time that Facebook memories had reminded me of 7 years back when I did my first ever Shibuya crossing with my cousins. And looking back to the more recent Shibuya crossing videos that I took 3 weeks ago when I was in Japan. After another busy but not too stressful night shift last night, and a decent 5.5 hour post-shift nap today, I'm pretty excited for my days off coming up, and ready to go in for my third night shift, the last in this set of 3 nights. So after a little stressful, sleepless, busy third night shift, happy to actually be done my set of shifts. I'd broken out some pasalubong candies from our trip to Jeju Island to hand out for my coworkers to enjoy before driving out on our morning commute in this stormy weather, taking one of my coworkers for their first ever SUV carpool. Guys, check out the newest guest in the SUV carpool.
Hi, my name is Rain.
Rain, like it's doing outside, raining. Then, remembering this scene from last week, arriving home to do some research on some other events that I might go and check out in the near future, I headed to the Scarborough Town Center to check out that Miniso / Sanrio collab event. A new pop-up shop that is located in the middle of the mall, which had reminded me of our travels to Jeju Island, South Korea, visiting the infamous Hello Kitty Island over there a couple weeks back. But when I saw these long lineups to get into the event at the early hour of 8:30 in the morning, lineups that had extended all the way to the mall entrances an hour and a half before the mall actually opened, I decided not to wait or stay too long here. So after going back to the condo and checking in on the Mini, and staying up at home unable to sleep right away post-shift, I decided to edit live from last week videos until I was able to pass out for about 4 hours at noontime. Woke up to pick up this Too Good To Go order from our local Tagpuan to deliver to the wife downtown, picking her up right after her day shift was done and taking her back to the condo so we can enjoy all this food together for dinner. But guys, before I wrap it up for the night, mentioning this historic moment in the history of Toronto. After closing down in 2025 for several months due to construction, guess who had witnessed some cars drive on this newly paved road for the first time in a long time while they were on their commute to work yesterday evening? And who earlier this evening was able to get on and try out that newly renovated, made over section of the DVP, the exit off-ramp onto Richmond Street, which will finally alleviate a lot of the traffic that we have been experiencing on the DVP throughout this past year. Starting off today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of my beach volleyball friends who I remember going to an Alicia Keys concert with several years back. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Wayne. Happy birthday, Wayne. And we've also got a birthday greeting to one of my YSEC friends out there who I see every so often working at the same hospital that I do. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Lily. Happy birthday, Lily. So after sleeping early for me at 11:30 last night, but only getting an hour of rest, waking up just before 1 a.m., I got right into editing videos all night long. Finally finishing and uploading onto YouTube the delayed release of Live From Last Week episode 278 at the early hour of 5 a.m. Staying up and awake until the sun had risen. Even had me surprised by the wife when she woke up and turned on the lights. Getting up to take her on a drive through the foggy areas of the DVP. Showing off the newly opened, renovated Richmond St Exit to her. On the way to dropping her off downtown for her day shift this morning. I next headed over to the St. Rose of Lima Roman Catholic Church to attend their early morning Sunday service here. Before seeing that the Mini's dashboard miraculously had no more notification of that drivetrain issue, I had secretly brought our current Mini to a place where the previous Mini had been serviced before. Going to the great people here at Tire Hut and following through with a promise that I had made to the wife. Buying a new set of 4 all-weather tires and getting them all installed on her baby Gigi. So after saying bye-bye to the old flat tires, then made my way to a local car wash that I always pass by during my commutes to work. Buying this Groupon that I was hoping to use earlier today as my baby Mini really needed cleaning, as you guys can see here. But after getting notified that they were booked for the rest of the day, I went to a place that I haven't been to in quite a while, going to this local coin-operated car wash. Trying to quickly wash the whole exterior of the Mini on 4 loonies as I only had 2 minutes and 45 seconds to do so. As this location had upped their price from $4 for 3 minutes. Also, after getting several messages from the sister-in-law asking me to try to rent a book for her. Visiting this library for the first time in a long time. I went to the Toronto Public Library Albert Campbell location to borrow this book for the sister-in-law to read and for her to enjoy. Next up, going to this St. Louis Bar and Grill close to the Scarborough Town Center. I went to watch a viewing party of the 2026 Toronto Raptors first round playoff Game 4 game versus the Cavs. Meeting up for the first time in a while, the one and only, the Cousin Lou.
You think pizza, but you also think bread bites?
And after watching the Raptors, just like my friend Ramos says, play like basura. In this very intense game where the crowd at the bar was getting into it. The Raptors were able to pull out the win. and tie up this best of 7 series at 2 wins apiece. Then, after this fun time catching up with the cousin Lou, I got back to the condo to take a quick 1-hour nap before driving downtown to surprise the wife after her day shift, picking up for the first time in a while in the Mini, before finally wrapping up this long day with a beautiful sunset in the distance. So starting out with a couple of sports news from yesterday, which includes the Toronto/Cleveland professional sports rivalry, where 2 of our beloved Toronto sports teams defeated 2 of Cleveland's sports teams in both baseball and playoff basketball, feeling like it was 2016 once again. And hearing about a world record sub 2-hour marathon, but not just one, but 2 different athletes at the London Marathon this past weekend. But now on to today, after sleeping for around 4 hours and waking up at the early hour of 5 a.m. to edit some live from last week videos. Doing this in the dark just before the sunrise until the sun peeked over the horizon and it was bright out. I then went back to the Smart Shine hand car wash to try to get the exterior of my Mini Cooper professionally cleaned, finally, earlier this morning. Next, driving and catching a glimpse of the Mini Cooper hitting the milestone of 125,000 kilometers and doing a little celebration dance afterwards. I looked around and saw that a lot of old trees, farmhouses, and even old houses have been taken down to make way for these new subdivisions in and around the area of where my parents live. Checking up on my childhood home here, uncovering some relics that I haven't seen in years, including this little cute picture of the little sister and the cousin Chloe from way back when. Then going back to the condo to try to catch up on some sleep, but unfortunately unable to actually pass out. After seeing this video that the cousin Faye had sent to me of the nephew Vision enjoying his time at the Blue Jays game yesterday, and also thinking about a pair of expensive 500 level tickets to a Blue Jays game that I bought while I couldn't sleep yesterday morning, doing the tradition of buying a Domino's pizza downtown while I saw these long lineups outside the stadium, of everybody getting ready for the Ernie Clement hockey jersey giveaway day. I delivered that pizza to Carmen, Allison, and the wife who were waiting in that exact line. Making our way around the stadium, gargoyles who looked like they were spilling water from above. We were able to make our way inside the Rogers Center and get the giveaway of the day. Even posing for a couple of pictures with these guys with our new jerseys on. But guys, after a poor performance by our beloved Blue Jays earlier this evening, and being able to enjoy the different areas of the WestJet flight deck to get our minds off the poor showing of our boys in blue, having fun here like a couple on a date at their arcade that they have at the stadium. We've now come back to the condo to wrap up this week's Live from Last Week episode right here. So, if you guys have enjoyed what you've been watching, feel free to follow JayWalkerPOV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel, as well as smash that notifications bell to be notified when new videos from JayWalkerPOV come out. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we'll see you next time on Live From Last Week.